So when you think about security awareness, you often think about phishing and phone calls, the Nigerian scammer, or the person trying to get credit card information or social security information. But the physical aspect of security awareness is equally as important. Server rooms, data centers, workstations, sensitive information is in all of those areas. We were tasked with doing on-site social engineering. So that's typical of organizations who want to test the security of their facilities, their office space, their buildings, really the physical side of security. One that I was part of, performing this type of on-site social engineering for, was a Midwest company. And I really appreciate the Midwest culture of hospitality. It makes that type of work a little easier than it should. They asked us to go and access the building that had their data center as part of the first and basement floor. And so we talked with our clients, we established the rules of engagement. They knew exactly when we were going to be making these attempts, but that's really all they knew. They didn't know the type of scenario that we'd be using or who exactly would be doing that type of work, because they wanted to keep themselves out of the loop a little bit to make it as realistic as a test as possible. So we have a lot of tried and true methods of gaining access. One of my favorite ones is to find a heavy looking box and fill it with a couple of bricks and just pretend to really be struggling as you're approaching a door during a busy time of day. The other one that we tried is just to get a dozen donuts. And my favorite story has to be getting a dozen donuts, walking into a building, just tailgating right behind somebody. And then it's not just enough to get into the facility, but oftentimes we're asked to get into certain areas, whether that be an HR part of the office or the data center, like I mentioned before. So I had to walk around and try and explore a little bit to see if I could figure out where this data center was. As part of that walking around, I noticed that someone was taking a keener interest in this random person walking around their facility. And so I took a couple of quick turns and ended up in a spot that didn't really make sense for me to be in. So the person who had been kind of following behind me finally confronted me. And they said, "Oh, who are you? Can I help you?" Very, very polite and cordial. My response was, "Well, here, I'm so sorry. I just came to deliver these donuts for my wife. She had a special meeting going on this morning and she forgot them at home. So I just wanted to bring them, but I have an extra one. So if you would like one, I'm happy to give you one." And he was just floored with that offer. So I was able to open the box and grab the donut out of there and then just let me on my merry way to finish the rest of my assessment. And of course, we all want to be helpful. It's human nature to want to open the door or to hold the door. Maybe they see someone's wearing a pest inspector uniform or a delivery uniform, and they're allowed to walk around the facility relatively unchecked. We hate to call people out for doing the nice and polite things, but it is important that folks know that there are ramifications to those things. And if someone looks suspicious, if someone feels out of place, then you shouldn't confront them. You should obviously let authorities know right away, right? Whether that be office guards or security personnel, your management, so that situation can be handled appropriately.